IoT allows all physical devices, as I said earlier, to stay continuously connected and exchange data through the internet and automation and control. So this IoT enables centralized wireless control of physical devices and systems. For example, IoT device can be monitored and controlled from anywhere using mobile apps. So like that, not only mobile apps, through any devices we can centralize or through distribute also, we can control. It gives better quality of life from homes to hospitals. The IoT solutions make life easier by automating tasks and providing instant information. For examples, in smart appliances in our home, it will save time and energy. And next, technology optimization. So, for example, if the machines report performance issues before breakdowns, so IoT data helps identify the efficiency gaps and enables performance tuning and predictive maintenance. The enhanced data collection. So IoT normally gathers the data from the multiple sources, not only a single type of sensors, from multiple type of sensors, it will collect the data. And the drawback, the one is it's security, because always its sensors are connected with the internet. There is a possibility of cyber attacks and also unauthorized access. For example, the hackers may control the smart cameras or door locks. Privacy. So IoT systems collect massive personal information without users' full awareness. So that means IoT devices may track the behavior, location, and usage patterns continuously. For example, the location from the GPS-enabled devices. So users may lose the control over the personal information. And complexity. So why is complexity is one of the drawback means? Because it involves hardware, software, networking, cloud platform, data analytics. Like this, more devices are there. So that means more complexity is there. It will be difficult of design, deployment, and maintenance, and also compatibility. So currently there is no international standard for IoT. So there will be, because different devices are coming from different vendors, so interconnectivity will be difficult. There is no compatibility is there. And it's a complaints. That means IoT collects sensitive data. So it should follow the privacy rules and cyber security laws. So there is no strict regulations are not there currently. And the environmental impact. So why environmental impact means the many lakhs of sensors are produced, batteries are actually attached to the sensors. These are short lifespan, maybe 1 year or 2 years, 3 years. The production, usage, and the disposal of IoT devices contribute to the e-waste and environmental degradation. Particularly, it will increase the e-waste and also pollution from battery, chip manufacturing, and also high power consumption. So it will create the environmental impact. And the market prediction from 2019 to 2030, from 10.07 billion from 2021 to 25.4 billion in 2030. So that is a prediction of IoT connected devices worldwide. It is expected. So that much market is there for IoT devices. And applications, many applications are there. The first one is it's a smart home. Smart homes use IoT technology to automate remotely controlled household devices for convenience, safety, and energy efficiency. For example, we can connect all the lights through IoT devices. That is smart home lighting, smart security systems, smart appliances, smart security, and smart surveillance. Everything is connected means we can operate all home appliances through the mobile phone. And wearable devices. Wearable device means all the IoT-enabled devices, it is attached with the body. It will monitor our personal health activity. For example, fitness bands, smart watches, it is there. So through that we can monitor step counter, like that many parameters we can monitor. And one of the important current applications are smart cities. Smart cities means smart surveillance. So all the surveillance cameras may be connected with IoT devices. So automated transportation. Automated transportation means based on the traffic of vehicles, the route may be diverted. Smarter energy management systems, water distribution. So everything is automated means automatically the entire city will be smart cities. So the city will be safer, more efficient, and environment friendly. And smart grid, power grid. Smart grids use IoT to optimize electricity production and distribution. So the first thing is smart meters. Instead of physically measuring the readings, the smart meters automatically send the data to the electricity distribution centers. And also, we can also every day monitor the how much unit we consume. Automated power distribution based on the load requirement, it will distribute the power based on the peak load distribution and the real-time energy usage data. So this is called the smart grid in the LTL power distribution. And the retail sector, it is called as smart retail. So IoT transforms shopping experiences through automation and data analysis. That means smart example, smart shelves to track stock levels, RFID tagging, smart checkout systems, healthcare. So IoT enhances medical services and patient care. Example, remote patient monitoring and wearable health devices, smart hospital equipment. So lot of applications are there. In the today's presentation, we are going to focus on particularly the applications of IoT in the healthcare. That is the first part. Second part, specifically on the Internet of medical things. That is a subset of IoT. So the IoT healthcare market. So according to WHO, the world population of people over the age of 65 will reach 2 billion by the year 2050. So that means the more the healthcare market, the more healthcare providers, doctors, and the network will be required. So IoT provides options to remote monitoring, early prevention, and medical treatment. So it has a dynamic capabilities to connect D2M. D2M means device to machine. O2O means it's object to object. P2D, that means patient to doctor. P2M, that is patient to machine. D2M means doctor to machine. S2M means sensor to mobile. M2H means mobile to human. T2R means tag to reader. So this type of connectivity is possible in the IoT. So this IoT in healthcare, it will connect the humans, machines, smart devices, and dynamic system in order to assure the effective healthcare systems. This is a projection of IoT in the healthcare market. It includes by component, by application, by end users. So the entire total value 2022, it's predicted, it is actual value is 91.76. In 2030, it is a 571.90 billion market is expected. So that is 25.70 compound annual growth rate is predicted. So that much growth is expected in the specifically in the applications of IoT in the healthcare market. So how IoT works in the healthcare process? The basic concept is like this. The sensor collects the data from a patient, doctor or nurse input data. So that is the basic things. The AI-driven algorithms like machine learning are used to analyze the collected data. Second part, the device decides whether to act or send the information to the cloud. The doctor or health practitioner can make actionable and informed decisions based on the data provided by IoT healthcare solutions. So this is a sequence of operations. The major healthcare problems are: one is aging population. As I said earlier, the 2050, 2 billion populations are more than the 50 age. So one is aging population, and another one major problem is the increase of cost for chronic diseases like asthma, diabetes, obesity, etc., and inefficiency in the administrative procedures, because when you enter in the hospital, the manual process means entering and tracking the old record, everything, it is normally taking time. So because of this, slowly the hospitals are now automated. They are going for implementing the IoT systems. The IoT application specifically in the health monitoring are health monitoring, personal fitness monitoring, chronic disease monitoring, safety monitoring, medication monitoring, home rehabilitation, real-time location tracking. In the health monitoring, particularly for the elderly persons, so for these elderly persons, the heart rate or respiration rate, these data are actually connected through the to the cell phone using Bluetooth or Zigbee connectivity. So through the cell phone, it is connected to the internet. So any uh, data like BP or blood glucose, ECG or heart rate or body temperature goes to the beyond certain level, automatically the alerts goes to the ambulance or the family members, and but it also goes to the hospitals. So this is one of the major applications of the IoT in the remote health monitoring. And personal fitness monitoring. So individual can track the record of many parameters like step counter, speed counter, calorie counter. Already nowadays in the smart watches are there, smart bands are there. Using that, they can monitor the personal fitness parameters. And the personal fitness monitoring for trainers also. So instead of giving common training based on the individual athletes, the many parameters are measured using sensors. So based on the athlete parameters, then it is modeled for the particular athlete. So then, according to the feedback, then trainer can uh, generate one particular model. So based on the model, the trainer will give the training to the particular athlete. So that is called as personal fitness monitoring. And chronic disease monitoring. So millions of people are suffering from chronic diseases like cancer, diabetes, asthma, heart diseases, sleep disorder, and arthritis. Special care is need in such kind of diseases by using physiological sensors like ECG and EMG. So ECG for measuring heart issues, EMG for measuring the energies, and EEGs for the um, brain signals. With activity monitor sensors like step counter, speed counter, and calorie counter, extra can be used for early detection of symptoms. And this is the graph shows the Asia Pacific chronic disease management market is expected by the year 2028 for including Japan, South Korea, India, China, and the rest of Asia Pacific. So all these five regions put together in 2028, it is expected US dollar of 14,329.15 million by the year 2028. And next one is safety monitoring. The sensors for fall detection and heart attacks or symptom can be used for safety monitoring of patient. And medication management, normally for remembering the tablets when it is going to over, means it will send the messages to the hospitals. So all the and for delivering medicines like this, everything is automated using the IoT sensors. And real-time location tracking using RFID tag, healthcare providers can track the real-time location assigned by the physicians and also progress of treatment. Medical equipment devices like ECG machines, spirometry, nebulizers can be tagged within the hospital itself. With the tracking can be easily they can identify where the equipment, where the patient is there. So easily they can track the real location. And the benefits of using IoT in healthcare, one is reduction in the treatment cost. Because when small things and all, you don't need to going to the hospital. So IoT-based healthcare provides 24 by 7 and real-time patient monitoring. So that's why it's reducing the treatment cost and also reduction in human error. Instead of nurses, they are measuring the BP and sugar level and entering the data. If it is directly the sensors connected with the network and from that it goes to the computer means from that it goes to the cloud and big data analytics is used means automatically and the human errors are removed. That is one of the benefits, reduction in human error and remove the geographical barriers. So that means no need to going to the hospital means so anywhere in the world they can get the treatment from the best hospital. So normally in the rural places they want best treatment means they should go to the big cities. So if it is coming means from the rural place itself they can get the treatment from the best hospital. So that means it will remove the geographical barriers and a minimum paperwork and documentation. So everything is connected with the sensors. It is stored in the systems and cloud means, and the paperwork is removed. And early detection of chronic disorders because already data are continually stored. The big data analytics is used means using data mining techniques and big data analytics. It will predict the chronic disorders earlier. So before it actually happen, it will predict. So that is one of the benefits. So early detection of chronic disorders, enhanced drug management. So better drug management for both all the three persons. That means producers, suppliers, and consumers. And immediate medical attention. So IoT-based medical devices can alert healthcare providers or family members in case of medical emergency such as sudden rise in BP or fall of an elderly person. If it is all the sensors are connected means immediately the signal will go to it will give the alert messages. Finally, the better outcomes of treatment, 24 by 7 health monitoring and evidence-based treatments because before going to the hospital, on the way they will through ambulance, so all the data will go to the hospital. So they will, based on the parameter, based on the values, they will start the treatment. That is evidence-based treatment. Decisions help in timely diagnosis and treatment of diseases leading to improved patient outcomes. And what are the challenges and issues if you implement IoT in medical healthcare sectors? The first one is security and private issues because the health data is it's a very sensitive information. It will go to the along with the other data. So there is no separate security protocols there. So automatically anybody can capture the data because it is connected 24 by 7. So anytime, anywhere access is there. So data security is one of the healthcare challenges. And also the small sensors are attached with the body. That is physical security of the healthcare device is also one of the major issues. And providing a secure routing for data communication. So this data is also going with the other data, so normal data. So that is also one of the important issues. and maximum security with minimum resource consumptions. So normally, if you want to provide more security means you have to provide a strong secure algorithm. Strong secure algorithm means you need more memory. The more memory means it consume more power. So here challenge is maximum security with minimum resource consumptions. So these are the major security and privacy issues. Next challenge is device designing issues. As already we discussed, because IoT devices are very small sensors. So with low computing power processor, low storage capacity, and also limited battery power. So using this with conditions, we have to design the sensors. So that is also one of the major challenge. And scalability. Suppose if you take hospitals, if it is from 100 bed to increase to 500 bed means immediately the number of IoT devices is increased. So all the equipment is increased. Everything is connected in the networks. So cloud storage is going to increase. So the processor requirement is big data analytics is going to increase. So the scalability is also one of the major issues. And the trust, that is information generated and delivered by the medical devices prone to the security attacks. So these are the healthcare Internet of Things market available devices. These are the companies, they are generating clinical efficiency sensors. So these are clinical grade biometric sensor manufacturing companies. And these companies are generating manufacturing consumer home monitoring sensor devices, and these companies are generating brain sensors or neurotechnology, and these companies are supplying the fitness wearable watches and sensors, and these companies supplying the infant monitoring and sleep monitoring watches supplied by these three companies. So these are major market players of healthcare Internet of Things applications. So up to this, we have discussed the application of IoT in the medical healthcare sectors. So now we are going to discuss the separately Internet of Medical Things. So it's a subset of IoT. So, so earlier, whatever we discussed, we have many applications of IoT. So one of the application is the healthcare sector, but this is specifically designed for medical applications. So IoT is a network of interconnected medical devices, software applications, health systems that communicate and exchange data over the internet. So everything is including software, health system, devices, everything is only specifically designed for the medical applications. So that means it's a subset of broader Internet of Things specifically tailored for the healthcare applications. So it will integrate medical devices, wearables, sensors, and software to enable remote monitoring, real-time data analysis, and improved patient care. So it enables real-time monitoring, data collection, and automated decision making in the healthcare sectors. So what are the important principles of IoMT? As usual, it's a connectivity. So healthcare, each other means here the major parts are, one is healthcare providers. Healthcare provider means the major hospitals and a cloud-based system or the internet and other networks. So the key aspects are the wireless communication. So that means what are the wireless technologies used to connect the IoMT devices with the other healthcare providers, mainly Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, Zigbee, and cellular network, particularly 5G, to transmit the data. And seamless integration means it's without any disturbance, continuously the devices should be connected with the EHR. EHR means electronic health records and hospital information systems and other healthcare platforms. So one is wireless communication, first key aspect. Second one, seamless integration. And third one, low latency. So why this low latency is very, very important means these are all real-time data. So real-time data means within a microsecond or few milliseconds, it should reach to the particular hospital. Real-time communication requires low latency network, especially for the critical applications like remote surgery or emergency alerts. So within milliseconds, it should reach to the hospital or in the reverse from hospital to the patient. And the next one is edge computing. Because for small decision making and all, no need to data goes to the cloud. The end site, the sensor itself or the nearby router itself, based on the data, it will take a decision. That is called as edge computing. That means locally it will take decisions to reduce latency and bandwidth usage, sending only the essential data to the cloud. So, example, a wearable heart rate monitor connects to the smartphone via Bluetooth, which then uploads the data to the cloud-based platform accessible to the patient's doctor. So this example is the how it is a connectivity. So heart rate monitor connects to the smartphone via Bluetooth, then upload the data through the network, then it goes to the cloud. Then the cloud data is accessible to the patient doctor. So this is the example of the connectivity. Then interoperability is the ability of different IoT devices and systems to work together and exchange data and interpret the shared information accurately. So key aspect, the standard protocols are there. So say earlier in the IoT healthcare, there is no standard protocols. Here the key aspects are the standard protocols are available. One is HL7. HL7 means health level 7, and FHIR, the fast healthcare interoperability resources, and DICOM. So DICOM means digital imaging and communications in medicine. So these standard protocols are used for sending the healthcare information, and also cross-platform integration. So IoT devices must integrate with the various electronic health record systems, various hospital networks and third-party applications. So that is one of the key aspects. Earlier we have discussed, so this is entirely missing in the healthcare applications of IoT. And the system should function regardless of the manufacturer or type of device, enabling flexibility and scalability. For example, a glucose monitor from one manufacturer should be able to share data with the diabetes management app from the another provider. So that means that here some standardized is introduced in the IoT. So earlier we have discussed in the healthcare of IoT, so there is no standardization is there. Second one, data collection analysis. So IoT devices collect vast amount of health-related data, which is then analyzed to produce actionable insight for healthcare providers and patients. Key aspects are data types. For example, it collects both structured and unstructured data. In the structured data example, heart rate, blood pressure, like that. Unstructured, medical images and doctor notes. Then next key aspects are big data analytics. So the advanced analytics tools process large data sets to identify the trends and predict outcomes and supports the decision making. So it will support the doctors for making the decision. And another key aspects of data collection and analysis is artificial intelligence. So the machine learning algorithms analyze the data to detect anomalies, predict diseases, and recommend the treatments. And the real-time insights. So the data is analyzed in real time to provide immediate feedback, such as alerting a doctor to the patient's abnormal vital signs. For example, a smartwatch collects the heart rate data, which is analyzed by an AI algorithm to detect early signs of the arterial failure. That means the heart failure. So From smartwatch hard data, it will send to the network to the AI to the uh, it will analyze and send the data to the doctor. So again, doctor will take the decisions based on the AI recommendation or machine learning algorithm recommendation. Next one is real-time monitoring. So it enables the continuous tracking of patient health metrics, allowing for immediate intervention necessary. The key aspects are continuous data teams. So these devices provide a constant flow of data, maybe every, so based on the parameter, every 5 seconds or every minute, like that, based on the metrics, we can vary it. And alerts and notification. So systems can send alerts to the patients, doctors, and also caretakers if critical thresholds are breached. Remote care, so enables the healthcare providers to monitor patients outside the traditional clinical settings. Example, home and remote areas. And emergency response. Real-time data can trigger emergency responses such as notifying paramedics in case of fall or cardiac event. Example, a connected blood pressure monitor alerts a doctor if patient's readings indicate a hypertensive crisis. So, at parallelly, it will send the alerts to the doctor, and also caretaker also it will send the alerts. So that is the real-time monitoring. The second slide is not moving. It's okay. Next one is security and privacy. As usual, already we discussed in the previous also. But here are some security algorithms are implemented, but still the key aspects are the data encryption. The data transmitted between devices and system is encrypted to prevent unauthorized access. So earlier in the healthcare IoT systems, the medical sensitive data is going along with the other applications, but here the data is encrypted. And the authentication. So multi-factor authentications ensure that only authorized users can access IoMT systems. And here the regulatory compliance is there. Some regulatory strict rules are there, protocols are there. So IoMT systems comply with health regulations like HIPAA. So actually it's US regulations, Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Acts, and GDPR, General Data Protection Regulations. I think it is now it's started to implement. And cyber security measures, the regular updates, firewalls, introduction ideas to protect the against cyber threats. And patient data is anonymized for research, and so without the patient name, it is given for research and analytics to protect privacy. Example, a connected insulin pump uses end-to-end encryption to ensure that data transmitted to the cloud cannot be intercepted by the hackers. For example, the automatic insulin pump is there, so that is remotely operated by the doctor. Suppose if this data is hacked, means automatically the hacker will increase or decrease the insulin flow. So now because of these protocols, it is difficult to hack. So actually, whatever the information given by the doctor, it will safely reaches to the patient. And again, scalability. So it refers to the ability of IoMT systems to handle growing amount of data, devices, and users without compromising the performance. Key aspects of the cloud infrastructures. That means cloud-based platforms enable IoMT systems to scale effortlessly by providing additional storage and computer resources as needed. So as we discussed, if you hospitals beds or patient number of patients for pandemic situation immediately increases, means sensors, medical equipments increase means automatically network bandwidth and the cloud storage, processing power. So everything is increased. So accordingly, the processing power, because it's a cloud based, immediately we can increase. So that scalability also one of the key aspect in the IOMT. And modular design. So, IoT systems are designed to accommodate new devices and technology without requiring sufficient changes to the existing infrastructure. Because it's a modular design means already 100 bit is there. So another 100 bit means accordingly you can add the additional modules without disturbing the existing system. So that is also one of the key aspects of the scalability systems. And distributed architecture. So here both edge computing and distributed systems are implemented. So suppose if small decision making, instead of sending the data to the cloud, the nearby router itself, it will take decision. Suppose for data processing is required in the big data analytics requirements, it will send the data to the cloud. So both are implemented. So that means unnecessary usage of bandwidth is also removed. So that is one of the advantage of scalability here, distributed architecture and global reach. So IoT systems must support healthcare delivery across diverse geographic regions, including remote and underserved areas. So as we discussed, because of this remote connectivity, any person can get the care from any hospitals without the geographic barrier. Example, a telemedicine platform scales to support millions of users during the pandemic by leveraging a cloud-based infrastructure. Particularly in the pandemic period, easily from one place to remote places also they can easily get the access from the big hospitals. And a summary of IoT principles, connectivity, key features, wireless communication, and low latency, edge computing. And example, whatever we discussed, that is a wearable heart rate monitor transmitting the data via Bluetooth. And the second principle is interoperability. The key features implemented are standardized protocols, cross-platform integration, and different devices can be interconnected. Example, glucose monitor sharing the data with a diabetes management app. And the third principle is data collection and analysis. The key features are big data analytics, AI, and real-time insights. Example, AI analyzing heart rate data to detect the heart failure. And next principle is real-time monitoring. That is key features are continuous data stream, alerts, remote care, emergency response. Example, blood pressure monitor alerting a doctor to a hypertensive crisis. And the next principle is security and privacy. So data encryption also there, authentication, regulatory compliance, cyber security, everything is implemented in IoT. Example, encrypted installation pump data transmitted to the cloud. And scalability. So how this scalability is achieved means using cloud infrastructure, using modular design, distributed architecture, so it will reach globally. Example, telemedicine platform scaling to support the millions of users simultaneously. And applications of IoT, it's more or less it's similar to the normal IoT healthcare applications. And the important application is remote patient monitoring. So IoT devices like wearable fitness trackers, smartwatches, and biosensors enable healthcare providers to monitor patients' health remotely. Example, the monitoring blood glucose levels in a diabetic patients or tracking the heart rate of the heartache patients remotely from the home itself. The doctor easily, without going to the hospital, the remote place itself, they can easily monitor the these parameters. Chronic disease management. So for example, the diabetes, hypertension, asthma. So for small things and all, without going to the hospital, with help of the AI and big data analytics, they can easily manage the chronic diseases. Example, smart inhalers for asthma patients that track usage and environmental triggers. And telemedicine. So normally in the telemedicine, before IOMT, what will happen is they will interact with the patients by seeing the previous report and all. So they will give consultation. But after the implementation of IOMT, at the time of discussing itself, parallelly they will see the parameter like blood pressure, other data, they will sugar level, they will monitor. At the same time, they will discuss with the parents. That means a patient using a connected BP monitor during a video consultation. So if you have entire thing is connected with the IOMT means the hospital itself, it will be called as a smart hospitals. IOMT is used in hospitals to optimize operations such as asset tracking, inventory management, and patient flow. That means RFID tags on medical equipment to track the location and usage. And medication adherence. So that means smart pill bottles connected medication dispensers remind patients to take their medication. That means every time on the time it will send the alert to the patients. Morning 8 o'clock means 8 o'clock. Every time it will exactly send the alertness. Uh, if medication is over means it will send the information to the stores and the hospitals like that. It will send the reminder message like that. Example, a smart pill box that sends the alerts to the patient's smartphone. And the emergency response. So IoT devices can detect emergencies such as falls, heart attacks, and automatically alert emergency services. For example, if you attach wearable devices to the elderly people means it will send the information to the doctor, to the family members if anything happens. And fitness and wellness. So actually, this is not major applications. This is one part. Uh, Wearable devices and mobile apps to track the physical activity, sleep pattern, nutrition, and promoting preventive healthcare. So nowadays, the fitness trackers like Fitbit and Apple Watches are available. So through that, we can measure the many parameters, fitness parameters. And clinical research. IoT enables the collection of large-scale real-world data for clinical trials and research studies. Example, using wearable devices to monitor participants in a drug trial. And aging in place, particularly IoT supports the elderly patients living independently by providing monitoring and assistance. That is smart home devices. If you smart home devices, already it's a smart home is there. So along with that, IoT also it is there means it is easily to monitor the elderly people or elderly patients. And infection control. It is IoT also used to monitor, control the spread of infections in the healthcare settings. Example, smart hand hygiene systems that track the hand washing complaints among the healthcare workers before they are going into how healthcare workers, how many times they are washing the hands, whether they are washing or not, that everything is the IoT sensor can track. And benefits of IoT, that is improved patient outcomes. That means early detection and intervention lead to the better health outcomes. Cost reduction, that is it. Why it's the cost reduction means it reduces the hospital readmissions and unnecessary visits through remote monitoring. Personalized care. So because earlier, based on the interaction with the patients, some common pattern of treatment will be there. So now if sensors are already connected with the hospital means based on the actual data, real-time data, so they will give treatment. So the personalized care will be there. And efficiency. It streamlines the healthcare operations and reduce administrative burdens, and also accessibility. That means provides healthcare access to the remote and underserved populations. And again, IOMT also challenge is there, but already in terms of security and privacy, some algorithms also already it is there. but still protecting sensitive health data from cyber attacks is a major concern. Still, the interoperability issues are there. So already different common standard is there, but still the interoperability issues also there. Regulatory compliance. So IoT devices must comply with the health regulations like HIPAA and GDPR. High cost. The initial setup and maintenance of IoT systems can be expensive because now only the big hospitals are they are going to implement IoT, so initial cost will be high, and data overload. So everything is connected with the sensor means so automatically more data will be there. So you need more bandwidth, network, cloud cost, everything will be there. So data overload also will be there. And what is the future of IoT? So now AI is slowly connected. The future of IoT is promising with the advancements in AI, 5G connectivity, and edge computing expected to drive innovation. So emerging trends include AI-driven diagnostics. Now only the based on the data, big data analytics, some recommendations is given, but by using image processing and AI-driven diagnostics, so definitely, I think the future trend instead of the doctor, the major dependence will be on the AI. That is enhanced diagnostic accuracy using AI algorithms and 5G enabled IoT. That means already we have discussed it's the real time, time sensitive data. The data should reach within few milliseconds or microsecond. So 5G enabled IoT, faster and more reliable data transmission for real-time applications, and also for data security, blockchain also may be used. So it will ensure the secure and damper-proof health data exchange, integration with smart cities. So linking IoT with urban infrastructure for public health monitoring, and comparison of this IoT in healthcare applications and IoT. As far as the scope is concerned, the IoT in healthcare is a broad scope that is includes all connected healthcare devices, but IoT is a narrower, particularly focus on medical devices and applications. And in terms of devices, IoT in healthcare, it includes fitness trackers, smart watches, hospital management systems, but IoT includes medical wearables, smart implants, connected diagnostics tools. It focuses on mainly operational efficiency and cost reductions, but IoT, you can see this, it's a patient care, diagnostics, and treatment, and use cases, general wellness tracking, hospital administration, patient engagement. Here in IoT, it's clinical monitoring, diagnostics, telemedicine, chronic disease management. And in terms of data and sensitivity, in IoT in healthcare, it include non-medical data, example, step count, sleep patterns like that. But IoT deals with highly sensitive medical data like ECG and glucose levels like that. Regulatory complaints less strict, often consumer grade components also there. But IoT already we discussed, it must comply with the uh, strict regulation like HIPAA. So HIPAA means Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. It's a US Act. And FDA, it is also US law, Food and Drug Administration, and MDR, the medical device regulation, it's European Union law. This already is there in IoT. And connectivity, in healthcare IoT, it uses IoT networks like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth cloud is there. IoT uses specialized medical networks with higher security. Health level 7 is one security is there. FHIR, fast healthcare interoperability resources is there. And DICOM means it's digital imaging and communication in medicine, specifically sending for the scan images are sending using this protocol. So finally, the earlier at the summary is initially we have discussed the what is IoT, then what are the advantages of using IoT in the regular healthcare applications, and what is the introduction of IoT. Then we have finally compared the IoT with IoT. So actually, the focus of IoT is not just a technology revolution; it is a life-saving innovation shaping the future of healthcare. And another important point of IoT is transforming healthcare from the hospital-centered treatment. Now it is everything is a hospital-centered treatment. So it is slowly shifting to the patient-centered continuous care using the smart technology. So that is the main focus of the IoT. So I have two small videos. First one is in our day-to-day life, everything is connected with the IoT device, means how our life looks. The second one small video, it is related to the healthcare applications of IoT. So this is the video. If everything day-to-day life, if IoT device is connected, means morning to evening. So what will happen in our day-to-day life? So this video is related to uh, IoT technologies in the healthcare sector. Thank you. If any questions, I think you can ask.
Thank you very much, sir, for your informative session. Dear participant, if you have any questions or doubts, please unmute yourself and ask the resource person, or you can post in the chat box. Dear participant, if you have any questions or doubts, kindly unmute yourself and ask the resource person. Dear participants, if you have any questions or doubts, kindly unmute yourself, ask the resource person. You can also post your queries or doubts in chat box also.
Good evening, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, madam.
Sir, I'm Dr. B. Shobha, HOD of Biomedical Engineering Department, PSN College of Indian Technology, Tirunelveli. So it's a wonderful topic you have selected, sir, because it is a need of the hour now. So healthcare industry, we have to take more care, and that we have to link with the latest technologies for the development and as well as finding solutions to the problems whatever we are facing. But I'm having a doubt how far this technology is implemented in India, because in India, whenever any new technologies is introduced, it is taking more time to reach the
Yes, madam.
people.
In
So
India,
how
Apollo hospitals slowly they are starting, madam. In Apollo hospitals alone, they are starting to implement in a small level, madam. Other hospitals yet to start this, madam. Madam, am I hearing, madam?
hello, sir?
Madam, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, madam. In India, only Apollo hospitals they are trying to implement slowly, madam. Some
Fine, sir.
BP level that sensors like that they are now started to implement.
But now it is costlier,
Yes,
but it will
costly,
take more
costly.
time
More time, madam.
to be feasible for all the people in India. Am I correct, sir?
It will take long time, madam.
Okay, sir. Because this is the problem we are facing in India.
Yes.
Whatever technology that is implemented in foreign countries, it's taking more time to reach. Meanwhile, foreign countries they have gone for the next generation.
Like whatever we are using for the cell phone, the same thing
Uh,
happened to this medical also.
Okay, sir. So it's very happy to hear that Apollo Hospital has started implementation. So thank you, sir. It's my doubt.
Thank you, madam.
Good evening, sir. I'm Uday Shankar from Meltech Meditech. I have a doubt in what about the accuracy level of the patient will get from this tool, sir?
Accuracy means again it's based on the sensor, medical sensor accuracy, sir. As we
Okay, but if you go and check for an heartbeat level, on the morning the doctors is in normal we are getting around 92 percentage, right? Within 10, what will be the percentage if you use this technology will give us, sir? If they are giving 22 for an hour, next 6 hours, after 6 hours it
yes,
shows
sir.
around 96, right?
If it takes a BP level, I am
Okay,
suppose I want to measure the BP. First
okay,
time measuring BP, it will show the one level. After 10 minutes, it shows another value. After 10
yeah,
minutes, it shows another value.
Yes,
So
sir.
it's a variation is always there. So we have to take some average value like that. So
How
still,
come how come it will show the accuracy, sir? It's if the variation if we are taking, how about the device
it's
will give?
maybe variation is not due to the sensors. Maybe physically, it may be our body itself. For example, you take BP level. BP level
Okay.
itself, it may be vary our bodies. It may not be due to the equipment fault.
Okay. Why? Because now we are saying that if you first time we are taking one, we are getting one temperature. Next time we are getting
Yes,
another
yes.
reading means we will be saying that the device is is undergoing a fault or giving a false information. How come it will rectify the accuracy level, sir? If you introduce this, can you have any idea about the accuracy level?
So accuracy only the high quality of device we should use. Only the device quality is very important. Clinical level device quality is important.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you. I am
Thank you.
clear with it. And I had how come the report, how we can able to see the report with the privacy level, that if we can share it with one person with our family members, or we can share with uh, the persons with all our family with one person, or we can share with all at a time.
That's the based on our family members' willingness. Suppose only one member allowed means it's based on the family member willingness. Suppose you want to share to multiple persons, if you give willingness password means they can see it. It's based on our willingness only.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So this IOMT, it's only research level. Somewhat it's going on in US and other countries. And India, it's still on the research level only. Only the IoT is implemented in the healthcare sector. So it's slowly started in Bangalore, one private hospital, and Apollo in Delhi hospital. It's started, sir.
Okay, sir. Because I need to have because I'm very new and I'm going to have a plan to do a PhD in IoT background, sir. In agriculture, I'm going to do.
Okay.
So I need to have any accuracy level and data stuff, data getting captured like that. I need to get a knowledge in it, so that I ask the questions, sir.
No problem, sir. Okay.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
This is Dr. Akash Mathuri. I am from KB Institute of Pharmaceutical Education and Research, Gandhinagar, Gujarat.
Welcome, sir.
Yes. So my question is from a pharmacist perspective, sir. Basically, when we will get lots of alerts, how will this alert be filtered? Like a person who's getting lots of alert will get a fatigue, right? He will be fed up of lots of alerts all the time. So, what is the way out of it according to your view?
So alerts means that I think we can control it. So suppose we don't need any alert means without alert we are particularly taking the proper tablet proper time means we can stop the alerts. Sir. We can make the settings accordingly.
All right, like I mean, like the critical alerts and the basic alerts, right? For example, you showed us the demo where the person was opening a refrigerator. They got a alert like
You
that.
are asking medication alerts, sir. It's a general IoT. You are asking.
Yeah, in the general IOMT, sir.
General, you are asking in the home
Yeah,
application.
for example, if we use this technology in some inhaler or something like that,
Okay.
right? So, yeah.
Uh, I think alerts, I think we can set it, sir. If you don't need means we can block the stop the alerts.
All right, all right.
Sir, there is a query from this chat box, sir.
Is
How can ensure the data privacy while using IoT wearable devices?
wearable devices, I think currently as we discussed in the general IoT healthcare applications, currently there is no separate data software or security software is not there. Only if IoMT implemented, it is there. So currently the data is going in the normal way. So whatever security is there for cell phone 4G application, the same is applicable for the healthcare IoT data.
Then the next question, what communication technology, for example, NB, IoT, 4G or 5G, LoRaWAN, are used for healthcare IoT in India?
So there are two things. One is from sensor to mobile phone, sensor technology, either Zigbee or Bluetooth is used. From mobile phone to the network, normally it's a 4G or 5G, whichever is available, it is used. Definitely, it's two things needed. Only from one is from sensor to cell phone, from cell phone to the network. The two technologies minimum required.
Another one question is that, is it possible to read the spinal cord signal by using IoMT sensors?
It's not possible. That much, I think advertisement is not there. Up to my knowledge, I think it is not currently. It's not.
So another one question, real-time examples to differentiate IoT in medical system and IoMT.
So IoT in medical system is in general. As we discussed, we have n number of applications. Medical is one of the applications, but IoT is specifically designed for medical applications. Separate protocol is there, separate security software is there. It's specifically designed. It's one part of. It's a subset of IoT. IoT is.
Another one question is there, sir. What role will AI-powered IoT sensor plays in predicting disease before symptoms appears?
No. Actually, AI-powered IoT sensor is not there. Actually, based on the sensor data, AI algorithm will predict the disease. So AI, because sensor is a very small sensor with small power, small memory. So there we cannot run any AI algorithm. The sensor will send the data to the clouds. There we can run the AI algorithm. So based on the AI algorithm, it will predict the future disease based on the big data analytics.
Thank you, sir. That's all from the chat box queries, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your informative session. Dear participants, we posted a feedback link for session 1. Kindly fill it within 20 minutes. Dear participants, feedback form for session 1 posted in the chat box. Kindly fill it within 20 minutes. Your next session will be started 8 p.m.
Recording stopped.
Dear participants, feedback form for session 1 posted in the chat box. Kindly fill it within 20 minutes. Your session 2 will be started at 8 p.m.
Feedback மட்டும் prepare பண்ணிக்கிறேன். என்னப்பா என் பேரை மட்டும் காணோம். ம். கண்டுபிடிச்சேன் கண்டுபிடிச்சேன். என்னோட பேரை கண்டுபிடிச்சு.
முடிச்சா மேம்
Ganeshan sir, welcome you, sir. Okay.
Recording in progress.
Sir, shall we start? Ganesan, sir, can you hear me? Yes, sir, we can.
Can we get the session started, please?
Yes, sir, we can start. No, sir. Like we may start with intro.
I'm going to be presenting.
Uh, sir, we have an introduction. Then you may proceed, sir.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. Once again, good evening to all the participants and welcome you all for the sessions 2 of this adult sponsored 6 days online FTP on next generation medical automation, the role of AI and IoT in transforming the healthcare systems. We are grateful to welcome a leader whose insights encourage us to think, reflect, and innovate. I'm saying about the person who is none other than our today's resource person, Mr. Ganeshan Narayanaswamy, founder and CEO, Object Automation System Solution, California, US. Before going to session, let me see the short intro about his success. He has completed his master's in computer science in 1995 from Alagappa Chettiar College of Engineering Technology. He has more than 29 years of experience in both academic as well as industry. Ganeshan Narayanaswamy is a global leader for academia and research and distinguished lecturer in California. He is a founder and investor in technology business. As a senior leader at IBM for almost 2.5 decades, Ganeshan is well known for his contributions to chip design, artificial intelligence, and high performance computing. He has been leading the WW Academia term for open power chip to solution stack and organizing the development of that open power ecosystem, which including developing AI, ML, and cloud solutions, establishing centers of excellence for AI and chip design labels, industry hubs, and technology labs, among other things. Ganeshan is always enthusiastic about collaborating on the development of creative solutions utilizing cutting edge technology with the industries, partners, universities, and research institutes. Additionally, he created specialized courses and curriculum with special order access for chip design and data science AI. Now, I'd like to hand over the sessions to Mr. Ganesh Narayan sir, who is going to handle the session the topic of ML for design of chips and devices in robots using open. Please, sir.
Are you able to see my slide deck?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay. Just give me a second, actually. I don't know what's happening.
Yes, sir, yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay, team, I see there are several people join the FDP, and I hope uh, the discussion what I'm going to have for next uh, 90 plus minutes, going to be very useful for all the participants across India. Hopefully, you will get to use our tools, for your special purpose, you know, AI based, uh, the application building. So, as part of my the workshop, talk, I have chosen, kind of, a topic, which is actually going to be useful for many industries. And, you guys know that, next 10 to 20 years, the revolution is going to happen mostly uh, in the AI based, the technology only. And that is where, we are in. When you talk about AI is not just the software. It is, it has got its own, hardware too. Without hardware, the AI cannot do anything. You guys should be knowing about that. For example, like supposing, you if you want to do a, you have a data, and data is good. Always, the data is very important. But without processing the data, you can't do anything. So for that, you need AI kind of, programs, to do that. That will, make the data more effective and efficient. And that is where, the hardware comes in here. To process the data, you need hardware. And that hardware could be kind of, the special hardwares and special purpose hardware and many other areas where that hardware can be applied to. So that's what we are going to spend some good amount of time around that. And before getting into this the special purpose, the AI IoT stuff, I'm going to be talking about open power. What is open power? How many of you know the open power in this group? This is actually developed and invented by IBM in 2013 timeframe as part of the Open Power Foundation, where IBM and companies like Nvidia and Mellanox and a few other companies put together a consortium called Open Power Foundation, and basically submitted several uh, the open source based technologies which could be used by many people to develop new hardware, new software on top of that. And that's how the open power got evolved. And when you say the open power, everyone will ask so many questions on what is open here, and why it is very important and all the stuff. Before getting into that, I'm going to be spending some time on this particular slide. This is a very important slide for for today's world. Hold on. I think yeah, this is basically a kind of the value chain for a AI ecosystem completely. This has got basically a design of a processor. Uh, the core, the designing of a processor in the sense, I'm talking about a real, the CPU, central processing unit, or real computer, where it is getting done. This is where the design happens in the left side of the chart. What are all the companies leading in the designing the processor, or co-designing? When you talk about co-design, they basically they don't do a full design for themselves. Basically, they work with a company who needs that kind of a design services. Some companies may not want to start their own design services, so they approach these kind of companies, kind of the partnering with other people. So Broadcom and Marvel, these are all the two major companies in United States work on co-designing the processors and all those stuff. Who recently reached them out for co-designing the processor. That one of them is actually OpenAI. You guys should be knowing about OpenAI very much because of the ChatGPT introduction. So that company is working with Broadcom to build the new set of processor for specifically to perform some of the activities as part of the AI related Gen AI related services to ChatGPT, and that's where the Broadcom is leading in the market too, along with the Marvel. That's another a competitor for Broadcom, who is also doing very good in the co-designing services. Similarly, chip designer. These are all the traditional companies. Some of the companies you must be knowing very well. Traditional companies, Intel, AMD, IBM is part of that, but IBM is actually does everything. It's not just uh, designing only the processor, but they are into everything, and that's why it's not mentioned here. So the chip designers significantly spend a lot of money on this. Now recently the AWS, Nvidia, and Microsoft and Google have become very popular. The traditional companies are Intel and AMD for designing the chip. You must be knowing the Intel Inside, that's a chip you have been building and buying it for the last several decades. But AWS, why they want to do it? Why Google want to do it? Why Nvidia got into this platform? Why Microsoft? So the first, AWS, Google, and Microsoft. These are all kind of uh, people who basically came up very recently. Last 10 years, captured the market in the name of cloud. And behind the scene, they all need hardware. They all need CPU. What they thought, it's better to build their own chip instead of using Intel chip or using Broadcom kind of services to design a chip. Because they have enough money to go and build a chip too, and that's why they are very popular now. They're all building their own chip right now, and especially Google. Uh, they created something called Tensor Processing Unit (TPU), which has become recently very popular to process the matrix multiplication very quickly, and that's where the Google is really a good competitor for ChatGPT. The Google Gemini 3 has proved that the performance is much better than uh, much better than the ChatGPT kind of the tool, whatever people widely use it in today's market. And also similarly, Microsoft, they are also like the cloud service provider, the big time, AWS, the big time, but they're also, they also want to have their own, the chip design with AI features and all the stuff, and they are doing it too. Okay, so why NVIDIA? Why what happened to NVIDIA? See here in 2013, they worked with the Open Power Foundation to create this foundation and all the stuff. And that time, nobody would have known, NVIDIA is doing, great in the, the accelerator business. The accelerator is nothing but, the graphics cards. That's what, they were initially making it. And now, NVIDIA uh, has been leading in the market, providing the AI accelerators, that GPU cards, the powerful cards, people buying it to process the huge amount of data, and that's how Nvidia GPU cards are sold heavily, in all 200 plus countries for, accelerating their data and, getting a result, out of that. And that's where NVIDIA is actually very powerful in today's world. Uh, I hope you guys know all these companies very well. And certainly, all these companies are leading also, like $1 trillion business, mostly, AWS, Microsoft, NVIDIA, and Google are already captured, and they want to capture more and more, the market opportunities in the world. And that is actually the, the predominant side of, the Nvidia, Google, and AWS and Microsoft. Take a look at all those innovations, what they are doing as part of the cloud, as part of the background, the back end, the data center, and the systems and all the stuff with the the GPU capabilities and all. Let me pause here. Any questions on this? These are all very important for building a milestone, with the tool, whatever I'm going to talk about here. Okay, if not, I'll move on. So the EDA and IP. What is EDA? What is IP? EDA is nothing but electronic design automation. That's a very the standard one for the last few decades, where Synopsys, Cadence, and Siemens are the leading companies who basically provide EDA tools. The EDA tools very well. And the EDA tool is basically synthesizing your the processing idea, whatever idea you put together in a code, it will do the synthesizing and make the code to be ready for fabrication. That means what? The making your own the CPU code, a processor, what you want to do, what it wants you to do, that kind of a uh, the code, it will basically make sure what kind of a performance it is going to work on, and what kind of a power it is going to work on, and what kind of a space, the placement, the routing and all stuff, it will take care. And that kind of the platform it provides. And these are all the three companies, top companies, who are doing that. Even Mental Graphics is one of them. Like that, so many companies are there. But what I'm going to address as part of this meeting is actually Open Road. It's an open source tool. But these are all commercial tools. Whatever you need to pay millions of dollars, to make a, before EDA tools, for fabrication and all the stuff. And then IP. What is IP? It's nothing but intellectual property. See, if you want to make a particular processor or something, you need to build a complete SoC, a system on a chip kind of a capability. So you may have an idea, to make a processor, but what about the peripherals, for that processor? Like peripherals could be like, your Wi-Fi, your USB interface, and your, other, interfaces to your processor. All those stuff, you may need to procure, or you special functions, if you want special functions to be incorporated, which is already patented by someone, you have to pay the IP money, the intellectual property money, and then that's what it comes from. So ARM is actually one of the key companies, right now. You can use ARM, the IP core, the special purpose SoC, for building your own processor to attach your own ideas along with ARM and build a kind of the overall system. And that is what ARM is leading that. And then Synopsys also has got some special IPs which you can buy and you can build and incorporate that feature as part of your processor building. And then Cadence, that is also another company. So these are all the companies which is listed on the left side of the chart, is actually making design or a core design of the processor. Okay, so let me move on. And the other, the middle in the middle of the chart, that's actually the companies who basically produce the fabricate your idea to a chip, and that is where the real fabrication happens, the chip manufacturing happens. As far as India is concerned, there is no uh, you know the fabrication company which is producing the latest the size of the chip. The latest size of the chip is right now 2 nanometer size, and 5 nanometer and 7 nanometer and 14 nanometer kind of a size, it ranges from. But what India has got the capability right now, 130 and I think 180 nanometer, not even 130, 180 nanometer. That is too huge for you to, put it in a edge device kind of a stuff, whatever we are talking about AI, OT. And we need the 2 nanometer size, is basically found by IBM, sometime 5 years ago, working with Albany, the state of New York, in Albany Center, where the innovators, found that technology, and basically they are also building the chip, with the help of Japan government, and also there is a partnership established with Japan, and they basically formed a company called Rapidus, and they are working to produce that the chip to the 2 nanometer chip, that is basically a nail sized chip. And that kind of a feature is going to be helpful for low power, because when the chip size is very low, very very small, the power usage also will be very less, and also that can fit into your edge compute very well, and also smartphones and all very well. And that is where the industry right now leading. But right now in India, we don't have such a fabrication unit. And these are all the companies who basically make equipments, and then the foundries to make the real chip, and then packaging after the chip is done. We need to package it in such a way that how small, I mean what are all the bits and pieces of the chip feature you want, and all the stuff um, need to be developed too. And you see here all these companies, several companies do work on fabricating the chip. But you may find some companies there in Bangalore and Hyderabad and Chennai. But these companies actually, they don't have a fabrication unit. They may have a back office where some engineers work on developing some ideas for future equipment, or the future packaging technology and other stuff. But actual, a platform, to create, the chip, not there in India. That requires billions of dollars, investment, and still, companies or Indian government not ready yet, completely, for that. But I think, if I remember correctly, in Assam, Indian government, in partnership with Tata, they created something, but nothing has come out so far. And until we get some real chip, we are not going to be in that business or in the market. Okay, and that's where we talk about here. And then this year we talked about design, we talked about manufacturing. Once you have a design, you'll give the design to the manufacturer, and you'll have a chip, right? Chip is going to be in the form of what? And that's what the third the column says, that chip is going to be in the form of GPU or ASIC or inference or edge. And as I said before, edge compute, the topic related to today, AI, OT, that's going to be playing a key role in edge compute, where billions of edge devices we need for the next 10 to 20 years, with different technology, different ideas, different features, and all the stuff. And that's where all these market opportunities are all growing. And I know that, you need data centers to build your model, to be trained. And only one time, you need to train the model, one time in the sense, once in a while. But edge compute, where you need edge devices everywhere at your at your place. It may be at home, it may be at road, or it may be at your office, or in the car. You see, one example is autonomous, the car where the driverless car. We don't need a car, for driver. In future, it's going to be, in India too. It's not ready yet, but here we have a driverless car already running in US in top cities where there is no driver. The car will take you to anywhere, based on your app, the input and output, and that's how this has been going on. The industry already trending with the edge compute kind of a interface, and suddenly AWS, Google, began the scene on this driverless car already, and then even Tesla is now jumping in on the driverless car, all where the taxis are all like going to be operated using that feature. Any questions on this slide deck? This is a very important one, and if you know all these things,
Okay.
everywhere, hardware and software is going to happen like with this only, with this stack. Hello.
Yes, sir. May I?
Yeah,
Right.
go ahead.
Am I, am I audible, sir?
Yeah,
Audible.
So actually, the moment when we speak about the ASML, so I hear somewhere, so we had a extension of this ASML in the part of India, and we are investing, and they are expanding towards India, particularly in Gujarat. But I'm not pretty sure because I was very fond of this ASML, and I'm looking at this trends, how this ASML is growing very fast in recent times. Peak, maybe in questions if it has been extending, like I hear in India, is that true? Is so, what will be the major area they are focusing to incorporate with this technology?
no, no. Say it again. It is not clear. Maybe the audio is not clear. Can you repeat again your question?
So I hear ASML has been extending their services in the India, so maybe in the Gujarat. Is that so true, or is maybe a fabricated resource? Or and my second question is, if so, they are expanding. Can you please elaborate a trend they will expand in India? What is the probability they focus on? And speaking about ASML, sir.
Yeah, ASML, is one of the key companies, even in San Diego, where I live. Their offices, and I think they have a headquarter also, like headquartered in San Diego only. In our city. Yeah. So definitely, the ASMR, do have a customer support office in Gift City in Gujarat, in Ahmedabad. Um, and basically, they are actually into, the manufacturing the wafer equipment. That's right. The wafer is actually important for making a chip, and that is where, like, um, they want to get in. But actually, the wafer and all, like, when you do, like, you need to be doing a lot of designing on that, not the actual development, but the designing of the wafer, the future wafer. The wafer could change, based on the even the node size. I'm talking about the chip size. And there are a lot of AI technologies applied to it, and create the future, the wafer equipment and all the stuff. And certainly, yeah, as you asked, in Gujarat, it's expanding because Indian government is actually, what do you call, the due to geopolitics and geographic advantages. There are some certain cities will have geographic advantages, but there are some cities have advantage of geopolitics. And I don't want to add more things into it, but this is all geo related stuff. And yes, in Gujarat, Indian government planning to expand a lot in many areas, and that's what going to happen continuously. I hope I answered your question. And ASML, yes, definitely the wafer equipment, is very important for your, the chip to be developed, manufactured, and future designing of wafer has got a lot of, R&Ds and all those capabilities, will be developed in, in one of the places in India. That could be Gujarat too. Okay.
Thanks for answering, sir. Great.
Yeah. And it's basically, right now, the world is actually like a kind of, reachable everywhere, so you need not have to worry about, which location you're going to go and work. But it is actually always good to go and, just go do work there, because I originally I'm from India, right? But I'm in San Diego. It's like that, everyone can go anywhere, and start working wherever the opportunity and wherever the growth thing. So that's how it all happens. So opportunities based, things, one can do it. Okay, so now let me move on. So introduction to open power. I said before, we will be addressing the open power foundation. The open power, got created long back. So now you see that the page here, founded around IBM Open ISA. IBM Open Power ISA is nothing but an instruction set architecture. So for for you to make a processor, you need a set of instructions, and standards. That's what the ISA, and that ISA is open through Open Power Foundation. So that means what? It's open source, freely available. People can take a look at it and see what is there, and and also it's a royalty free. You don't need to pay any money for that. Whereas if you go and use the ARM, the thing, you need to pay money for that, and that's a different, set, and that's why the ARM is basically kind of, is a kind of a paid IP kind of a service provider. Okay, and enables chip innovation across edge, cloud, and robotics. So you saw that here, chip innovation. So edge means what? It's basically kind of a edge compute and a cloud and robotics, and supported by IBM, Nvidia, Google, Object Automation. A lot of few companies, are partnering with Open Power Foundation. There are like a 200 plus partners are there, and even educational institutes. Nearly, I would say 300 plus education institutes are part of Open Power Foundation. Engage with us. I welcome all of you, to be part of Open Power Foundation. We do have a Slack channel where you can join, and and every day, you can learn about new things, and there will be free seminars, and the collaborative opportunities, and also access to hardware for both the AI hardware as well as the EDA tool, and also the FPGA kind of a devices where you can prototype your ideas into it before even getting into manufacturing and all. You can prototype your the chip idea. All these things are available through the Open Power Foundation. And also the Open Power Foundation facilitates to set up a center of excellence. Already, like there are like a 25 center of excellence worldwide, including in India, US, and Europe. And you are all welcome to reach out and let me know, so that we can discuss about the center of excellence, possibilities too. Uh, that will have your own hardware, your own solution, and educational system. The complete is basically the tech enablement and tech development and tech research. All three things can happen as part of Open Power Foundation. So that's why the focus on open hardware plus AI acceleration plus education, and that's the beauty of it. And let me know if you have any questions on this slide. And then ecosystem. When you talk about ecosystem, it's basically IBM, Red Hat, Nvidia, Object Automation, eFabless, universities are all part of Open Power Foundation. And the membership around that, and building each and every component as part of as part from chip to solution, and focus on AI, ML, edge compute, cloud hardware, and open system on chip design. So what else you need as part of computing? everything is there as part of the open core foundation. Even you can simulate a quantum computing hardware using the power, the open power hardware. And you can also run QSkit, the the platform whatever IBM produce, it runs very well on our open power hardware too. We put together recently some kind of a scenarios on that too. So well, you are all welcome to explore, and see what you want to do as part of quantum, high performance computing, AI, and cloud. All these things, possible with the Open Core Foundation, and it's open and open for collaboration. And certainly, people can educate, a lot of, educate the students, the faculties can get educated, and a lot of, collaborations can happen through this foundation. And yeah, this is the important slide here again, where I'm coming to the point here. AI IoT device, which you can build using this platform. So what is that? Microwatt. What is that? It's basically a kind of a the open source processor. You see here, Intel has got a CPU, right? And then AMD has got a CPU, right? And like that, similar to that, the Open Power Foundation has got a CPU. It's a soft core, a mini CPU, which is open source already. It's called Microwatt. So what does it mean? Yeah. So what does it mean? Um, this means you can prototype your own idea along with this microwatt code, and it's a free code. It's There is no IP. You need to pay for it. If it is from ARM, you need to pay for it, but it is free. You can take the microwatt code, you can make modification, and you can create an edge device based on your requirement, and that's where the microwatt has been written. So it's like a kind of a 25,000 VSDL code. You can take a look at it. You can Google microwatt and find out. And then it's a FPGA ready. What does it mean? You can go and flash it in a FPGA and boot the Linux attached to it also. We already have a booting establishment, with Linux too. That also um, you can make it, immediately. You don't need to spend a lot of time on that. And then minimal design for edge AI. That's where the key point here. So here you're talking about, the edge IoT device, you can create yourself. And that's a feature, the feature of it. So that's one of the feature, the one of the key feature, which you all, um, can listen to it, and then see how you want to incorporate, as part of your college or university or anyway research ideas. And that's a story about the microwatt. And certainly we have some courses of special courses available completely to learn about microwatt, walk through the microwatt, and basically how you can make the microwatt for chip development too. That also, like we have that are all, we will talk about it also a little bit here. And but if you want a complete course for the students, you can reach out, the open power through me. And A2I, A2O code. These are the cores IBM, I mean CPUs. A core is nothing but a CPU, a piece of CPU. So is a multi-core used in IBM Blue Gene Q. That is actually A2I and A2O core. So what does it mean? Uh, that core is open source. Open. It is available for you to look at it, and you can start working on it, and you can build your own. The supercomputer also, like kind of a good server also, server class CPU also with this A2O core. And that's why IBM open source that code also, where you can go and take a look and make modification to it, and appropriately you can use it for your own development. And LibreSock is another the version, where a community is actually working on it with the CPU and GPU for special workloads like AI and vision and all. So that code is also available for you to take a look at it. And anytime you can search for this kind of a code in Google. You will certainly get your data. And you can also, you're welcome to join Open Power Foundation, and join through our Slack, and reach out all the developers who are part of uh, the code, whatever I'm talking about here. And then Chiselwatt is another microwatt kind of a platform where it's basically added feature so that it can handle a lot of low power situation for the edge. So that's also available. Take a look at it. These are all the four major things available as part of the open power without any IP money. You don't need to pay any money to procure all these things, to work on all those things. Any questions on this? Very important slide, because if you want to develop a AI IoT device, these are all the tools, the platform would be very useful for you. And tomorrow you can start working on this. There are people in Chennai, in Bombay, and in IIT Patna, IIT Chennai also involved here. And there are some people from Goa and Bangalore. A lot of people put together. They're all using this to create platforms. Just want to tell you that. Okay. If you don't have any questions, I'll move on. So the key features of open power: the fully open RTL for customization with risk with multi-core SMP, high Linux compatibility, supports ML accelerator via OpenCAPI, NVLink, ideal for FPGA, ASIC and SoC prototyping. So what does it mean? I hope you guys know about this. Full open RTL for customization. You know that, right? We talked about RTL. When you want to develop a CPU, you need to develop a RTL code. You have to develop a VHDL or a Verilog based a code for particular operation. Whatever you want to do, you need to put it there. And here in whatever we talked about, microwatt or A2O or A2I core or Chiselwatt or Libersoft, all these things are all open source, already available for you. RTL code. All you need to do is some customization you need to do such a way that you can use that for your own purpose. And that is where the open power is very important for education purpose. People can get educated very quickly on on the technology whatever we are talking about here for next 10 years. And then 64-bit risk with a multi-core SMP. See here, this is a 64-bit risk-based processor. It's not a RISC-V. It's a risk-based, risk architecture. We have CISC and RISC architecture, right? It's a reduced instruction set, computing, and with multi-core SMP, symmetric multiprocessor. That means what? Not just the one core. There are more than one core. You can have in one microwatt code, and that is what it is representing. And then Linux compatibility. I told you already, with a microwatt you can boot a Linux. So that means what? It's basically it supports Linux already, and you can boot the Linux. And that's a feature of the open power the code whatever available, and supports ML accelerators via OpenCAPI and NVLink. So there is another feature which we added as part of that too, where if you want to basically accelerate with additional uh, capabilities, this can be already like we can plug in with OpenCAPI kind of interface or NVLink kind of interface. And then ideal for FPGA, ASIC and SoC prototyping. So yeah, obviously we talked about that also. The system on a chip or ASIC, directly you can make a ASIC a chip, and then FPGA, field programmable graphics array. And where you'll have, you don't need to fabricate a real chip for your prototyping. You can use FPGA for prototyping and do all the testing before fabrication. That's how it is. Any questions? All these features are very important for you to develop a AIoT device with hardware and software and everything. Any questions, team? Okay, I'll move on. So why ML in chip design? See here, we talked about co-designing a chip design, and then manufacturing a chip, and chip in the form of inferencing device or a edge device or actual GPU or a CPU. And we talked about you know what is available in the open source world. ML chip, I mean, sorry, the open source world, we talked about Microwatt, we talked about A2I core, we talked about Chiselwatt, and we talked about LibreSock. All these things are available in the form of open source where you can pick up the code and with a little customization, you can start building a edge device. But now, we are going to talk about, ML in chip design, machine learning, AI. The AIoT, that A stands for, AI stands for artificial intelligence. ML is one of the key features there. So traditional EDA is a rule-based iterative. The EDA tool we talked about, like basically the one, whatever commercially available, Cadence, Synopsys, and Siemens. But here, all this, the traditional EDAs is a rule-based and iterative. It's basically kind of a serial stuff. ML brings, predictive modeling, RL for floor planning, kind of, the special, thing, for, the EDA related, task, it can be done very quickly. And that's what, the predictive modeling and RL for floor planning kind of a thing, it has got. And then generative AI for RTL synthesis. I said right before, you need to do a fabrication, you need to synthesize it, with certain parameters, and those things can be done using the generative AI kind of feature which you can incorporate, and that's where we will be using a kind of a open source based the EDA tool in order to understand more about it also. And then faster, smarter, and more efficient design closure. So that means what? You can close the design, very quickly, instead of waiting for 6 months period or 3 months period, because you're applying AI features here, so that you can find out, there are a lot of errors initially in initial days only, before even getting into the, major issues, once you fabricate a chip. Any questions on this? So here we are talking about here multiple things. In the EDA side, also the ML can be used, and the generative, I mean, RTL side also, like RTL synthesis also, the AI can be used, and definitely a design closure can happen very quickly with all these features, like a fast, the fast, smart, and more efficient. ML chip in ML in the chip design flow. Uh, this is another important thing, which you all need to learn. Certainly, the ML can be applied in chip architecture. ML explores design space, and then synthesis, regression predicts, the PPA, and then floor planning and deep RL for layouts, and then verification, ML guided, the coverage, and ML predicts hotspots. So all this stuff, very important. All these things, can be applied quickly, using, the ML here. And ML in, the machine learning, we are talking about ML because that's a basic of the foundation of, the AI. And ML in edge device development. ML optimizes chip design parameters, lightweight ML for open power SoCs, predictive reliability analytics, and integrating AI co-processor with open power cores. All these things can be, um, like can be developed as part of your edge device development. Okay, let me move on. Open power in robotic hardware stack. What does it mean? So here I'm, I'm actually putting together a kind of a AOT device, AIoT device, which you can develop using the the platform what is available through Open Power Foundation. You know the 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 robotic hardware stack. What all it has got, it has got, and how one can build those things. Perception is one of the first thing which one has to look at it. Vision sensor for fusion with AI, and then control, RL based motion control, planning, policy learning using multi-core, and safety, ML for anomaly detection, communication, ML based data optimization. All this, the five, the flow is very important for robotic hardware stack: perception, control, planning, safety, and communication. So, what does it mean? The if you want to build a real, the robo is, you can start working with, Open Power Foundation. You can start using some of our already available code, where you can customize it a little bit so that you can start building it. There are certain people working with us on this idea too, and that's how I'm presenting it here, as part of Open Power Foundation. As part of AIoT feature too. So ML enabled robotic devices, AI control chip, real time motion control, sensor fusion processor, lidar, radar, camera integration, and then smart servo controller, safety monitoring unit, ML based, the failure detection. All this stuff, are like being built, using the ML feature, as well as the microwatt kind of a code, where underneath, these are the platform people use to build it to. How one can build it is all like, you need to learn about what is in there, the microwatt. I said about 25,000 lines code, right? That code also can be reviewed, and see what can be reused as part of the code, and what you can incorporate a new feature. And you need to basically make the code ready for us, like a fabrication using the EDA tool. It could be a commercial EDA tool like a Synopsys or Cadence, or there is a tool called Open Road. That is also like done by another community, spearheaded by one of the professors in UCSD, University of California, San Diego, and Andrew Kong. Andrew Kong is a professor, and the Open Road is a EDA tool, which is available for free of cost. You can go and take a look at it. Now, recently they introduced a new node support, which is actually 55 nanometer. So what does it mean? You can synthesize the RTL code for 55 nanometers chip size, and you can get that fabricated using some of the foundries, but the platform is available for free of cost. So that's where you can learn more things about EDA tool too. So take a look at it and let me know what you think on that too. So industrial robots, so industrial IoTs, AI IoTs. What are all the things here we are talking about? Predictive maintenance chip, AI edge controllers for automation, vision boards for defect detection, ML optimized energy efficient actuation. Like that, plenty of tools, plenty of robots people can develop, using the using this platform. So that I want to really mention here, because these are all things people look at it, when they want to basically develop a bot, a special bot, for the specific task to be done. And I think in next 10 years there will be several bots, people will be developing AI based, bots. That's what the, like a kind of a edge device, AI based edge device, will be there everywhere, at home or on the road. On the road already, like the AI based cars are available right now in top cities in US. And similar to that, there will be so many bots, will be utilized, in a commercial organization as well as at home, in your residential place too, or in a residential complex too. So be get ready for kind of a innovative path, so that these are all the areas where people can develop more things, as a platform, and as a key feature, where you can also create your own IPs, with that. You can also apply for patent, adding a feature to it, and then apply for a patent too. A lot of research and development opportunities are there. Yeah, we talked about this very, little bit on, the autonomous car, the driverless car, which is getting very famous these days. Autonomous vehicles and drones, sensor fusion in SoC with ML accelerator, AI vision processor for object tracking, RL route planning code, and battery optimization using predictive ML models. So all these things, already happening. And maybe in India, people in the behind the scene, they may be developing these things, but actually the autonomous, the cars, we are not seen in India yet. But here, in US already, there are plenty of cars. I think thousands of cars are running, without a driver. So I just want to tell you that these are all the features added as part of that, and that's where, we are actually looking at it right now and see what else can be done, as part of that autonomous vehicles and drones. So service and humanoid robots. I hope you guys recently heard about this. Heard from CEO at Tesla. The Elon Musk, about robots. He's going to develop nearly 100,000 robots in next 10 years. And these are all the the robots will play a big role at home, even at your office, to do a lot of day-to-day operations. And that's all going to happen for sure. And we have tools and libraries already, to make such a robot. And the emotion and voice processor using ML, the gesture interpretation with tiny ML, local LLM brain for interaction, and adaptive motion controllers. All these things, can be incorporated with the code, whatever I talked about, the microwatt or a chisel watt. The chisel watt, low, is very helpful for low power, and LibreSoc with kind of a GPU capabilities also. Any questions? Somebody was talking about it. Anybody is interested to develop a robot or a humanoid in next 5 years? A project which we can do together too. Okay, if not, let me move on. So, what are all the areas where the robots are going to be very popular in India, in the world? Surgical robots, precision AI co-processor, and then delivery robots, where all these delivery boys will be replaced by robots for sure. Like how the AI is replacing a lot of service jobs, like that. In future, you may not see the Uber driver or something. Only robot will drive, deliver the food for you. And drone swarms, edge AI chip. The drone also will Amazon right now already trying with a drone to deliver packages. So from the data center, I mean data warehouse, to the residential community, already that tryout is happening, and that will happen very soon too. And then companion robots, LLM based emotion processor. So all these things already being investigated and also being developed. And take a look at it, see where all, like how you can apply your own thoughts to get onto these technologies. These are all very uh, good areas for you to develop even now. And there are tons of opportunities, as I said, tech enablement, tech research, and tech development. All three areas, one can get onto it and see what can be done. Even teaching, as a teacher, as a faculty, you can take up one area and go do put together kind of documents in that area, and start teaching the students, and communities, building a new, the surgical robot or a delivery robot or a drone with a lot of automation, applying AI and companion robots. So all these things, can be done even in India. Any questions? Okay.
No, sir. Please continue, sir.
Yes, sir,
Okay.
I'm having one too.
Yeah. Please go ahead.
Sir, actually, I'm having the doubt about you have opened our eyes towards open power. But as a professor, now we are in a stage to develop our we have to understand the concepts. So you explained nicely about the concepts. Can you give any case study of how this can be applied and what is the difference when we are doing a design by ordinary method and by using this open power? With a case study, can you explain, sir? Because we have applied the ML concept, all the latest AI techniques here. So we would like to say, understand with the help of a case study. Is it possible, sir? Oh.
We can have a separate discussion about a case study, because there are, it takes a lot of time, even the case study can be done with a practical exposure too. We do have access to, a real code where we can show you the case study also. I mean, real code, how it works, how we can build and how we can push that in a FPGA and how we can boot the Linux with that feature. So that takes, right now, I think that's a process, we follow too. Please, do reach me out and we can put together a separate an hour discussion about, a walkthrough about a use case. Case study is nothing but a use case. And
Yes,
a
sir. Yes.
walkthrough on a use case we have. So we can do that too. I never heard that, like, in this FDP, we have to do some practical demos. Otherwise, we could have been ready with that too. Okay,
Oh, fine,
so
fine.
reach me out on that. Definitely that's a good thing. That we have already so many case studies we have. We can walk you through
Ah,
a simple case study with the hardware, whatever I'm talking about here. Is all available in
so
our
we are,
cloud.
okay, sir. Actually, we are very much attracted towards this open power. So we'd like to apply this knowledge to our students so that they can also develop surgical robots, especially in the field of biomedical. That's what I'm asking, sir. So we will have a separate discussion later, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you. I think it's a good question, and certainly we will support this kind of initiative from the academics. Okay, sure.
Thank you, sir.
Any other questions, team? Okay, let's move on. FPGA and ASIC prototyping. Microwatt synthesized on a RT7 ZCU 104. You guys know,
Excuse me, sir.
the RT7 board, which is very popular, for you to basically, prototype some of the Raspberry Pi or a kind of, the Pi devices. Have you ever heard about RT7 board, the FPGA board from Xilinx, from AMD? Right now, AMD acquired Xilinx, so is AMD. Okay, so we do have access to those boards also for free of cost. Maybe if you reach me out, we can walk you through the board and how to use that and how to basically bring up the board using the Xilinx tool, the famous tool called Vivado, and how to basically flash the microwatt code into it as a case study, and how to basically bring up a tiny Linux into that, and then you can boot the Linux on your own processor, and you can create, you can add some new instructions to the processor, and you can basically go and program that instruction in your program too. That kind of a feature also available as part of microwatt, whatever we are talking about here, and we will walk you through as part of a case study presentation later on based on the request, for sure. And then the ML co-processor for robotic inference, and a ASIC tape out via open road and eFabless. So I said, right, the open road and eFabless. eFabless is another company, partner company from from Open Power, and they work with us, to take our a processor over, works with us for academic purpose for a tape out. Tape out means, you will get actual processor, in your hand. Whatever features you you incorporated based on that, it will work out. And rapid iteration from FPGA. So that's also another important, once you have a FPGA prototype, a prototype, being implemented in a FPGA, you need to make a silicon, and that's how all these things very quickly will be very helpful. All these tools and libraries to make your idea to a silicon. That's where the keyword, idea to silicon, how it happens. All these things, can happen using this platform. Whatever we have been talking, the last 65 minutes, 70 minutes. Okay, so now research and capstone ideas. So there are a lot of ideas people have, and certainly we can support that kind of idea with our platform, whatever available, and with our the center of excellence, and several thousand people are involved in this partnership, and everyone can jump in and support your idea to a market kind of a thing, or idea to innovation, or idea to silicon. A silicon is a real chip, edge chip with some features added to the chip, so that that feature will help to provide the service whatever you wanted. So that kind of complete step by step process can be done using this. So anyway, if you have any ideas, do reach out to me, and certainly we can work on a plan to even sometimes uh, we can write a joint proposal to the governments, and get onto it too. So a neural accelerator integration, ML based workload profiling for robotics, NAS network attached storage for AGI SoCs, all this stuff can be done, and we can work as a team to make it happen too, based on your requirement to, like it could be in any industries, manufacturing industries, or healthcare, or retail, or transportation, or aerospace. All these industries where some of the ideas we can put together, we can jointly work on deploying that too. Any questions? Any ideas, like the Shobha madam mentioned about the surgical robot, like that? Any other um, thoughts you guys have?
Sir, good
In
evening.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how will it work on agriculture part, sir?
Oh yeah, certainly. I missed out to add that feature, like the feature in agriculture. Definitely, there are a lot of things can be applied in agriculture with the AI IoT. I mean, with the
Okay, sir.
edge devices. Certainly, for the
Okay,
weather
sir.
prediction, for farmers, need a lot of tools and libraries, for these kind of devices, for them to operate it very quickly, and then they can, through the voice, the local language, they can converse, and they can get the work done through that, applying
Okay, sir.
pesticides, and applying
Yeah.
kind of special things, liquids and all the stuff, using the drone. So many things can be deployed using this.
So okay, sir. They can learn
Yeah.
about even the soil fertility and
Yes.
humidity. Definitely, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, agriculture is one of the key areas to. There are a lot of automation, required for that, so that you will get a very good, yield, out of your lands, whatever you spend on, and also organic food you can get too.
Okay, sir.
That's good. Good question. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Any other thought process where maybe we can form a team, one can work on some specific areas in one industry, and come out with some kind of a plan and see what we can do together as part of the team, local, using what we have, as already we are providing a lot of things for free of cost, and you can add some of your ideas to market and ideas to to make a silicon, and that kind of a feature can be done too. And
So can we have
Sharon,
your
yeah,
I'm sorry to
go ahead, madam.
sorry to cross this, sir. So can we have your email ID so that we can contact in for future planning for any project?
Yeah, I'm going to share the while talking only. I'm going to share in my chat window email and my
Okay,
number.
sir.
People can reach
Okay,
me
sir.
out, and this is going to be very
Okay.
useful for everyone.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I'm sharing that right away.
Yes, sir. We got it. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so that's good. So we have 2 3 industries. People are interested in multiple opportunities. So the ecosystem and roadmap. That's what you're saying. Yeah. How many of you know CDAC in India? Central for Development of Advanced Computing. That's funded by METI. METI is one of the key organization under IT department in the central government. So the CDAC is located everywhere in India, most of the states, mainly Bangalore and Pune are the main offices, and one in Trivandrum, which is also a big office. Chennai also they have a small office, but all this put together, a lot of innovation happening within the CDAC organization too. So you guys have to reach out to, and CDAC is putting together a supercomputing conference next week in December 9th, 10th, 11th in Bangalore. You're all welcome to be part of that. Reach me out. How do you want to be part of that? And maybe I can give you all the directions and details. And as part of that supercomputing conference, we are presenting 3 workshops. One is on Gen AI using open power, and the data engineering using open power, and the chip design using open power. The 3 workshops are happening, and also we do have keynote speakers from our the experts group, and also we have a booth on open power. You can anytime you can come and see the demos, real time demos. It's all happening in Bangalore between 9th to 13th. You are welcome to explore that too. And definitely you guys should know about CDAC, what they do, because the government is investing a lot of money on educating all these key features, to each and every one in India. So that's there. And then as you see, our partners are, the eFabless, IITs and NITs and all. And then roadmap, ML modeling, FPGA prototypes, ASIC tape out, and edge robots. All this, the kind of the flow in place as part of our collaboration. Any questions? Okay, so we're almost, yeah, see here, my email ID is also here. So impact and call to action. Democratize chip innovation for robotics or AGI, enable AI at the edge, build a global open source robotic SOC, train next generation engineers, and join the Open Power ML Robotics Initiative as part of AI IoT. And that's where you can reach us out using the website, as well as even when you look at the object automation website, you'll have a AI based bot available inside. to help you out, to browse through the details. So reach out on that and let me know if you have any questions on that too. Certainly, there are a lot of opportunities there. One can build it with this. And our, we are headquartered in San Diego, California, and we have a development office in Chennai, in India. Any questions? So this is where, like, I want to share some of the details and some of the important keywords, and yeah, the important keywords, from the talk or whatever I have presented, the microwatt, chisel watt, A2O, A2I core, and LibreSock. You can look for, the microwatt, the CPU core, the GitHub directory where we open sourced, and also openpowerfoundation.org where you can get more details on that, and then object-automation.com to get, more details about tech, the enablement, tech development, and tech research related, opportunities. And all these things, would help to grow your students, college, universities, as well as the faculties, over undertaking, all these, ideas into the market. Any questions? Anything you want to add here? Feel free to ask, questions so that I can address it here. Okay. Organizer, if there is no question, I'm done with
Yes,
this presentation. And yeah, always people can reach me out if they want any more things as part of this.
dear participants, if you have any questions, kindly ask the resource person, or else we can wind up the session.
Okay, team.
Sir, I
Thank
think
you.
thank you very much, sir,
Yeah,
for your informative session.
thank you all, and looking forward to work with you all in more collaborative way. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you
Recording
all.
stopped.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Dear participants, session 2 feedback posted in the chat box. Kindly fill it out. Dear participants, session 2 feedback link is posted in the chat box. Kindly fill it.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. So, day 2 sessions will be started tomorrow evening, 6 p.m. Okay.